Seattle is a beautiful old city with a lot of history.
It's also always had a really strong fishing industry, and that brought over a lot of Scandinavians. And you know what those Scandinavians brought with them?
What?
Their pastries.
Oh, hey.
If you want authentic Danish pastries, you have to go to Nielsen's Pastries in Seattle.
John Nielsen came directly from Copenhagen and opened Nielsen's Pastries in 1965.
He's like, you know what? Let's have some pastries. Only with an accent.
What does it sound like?
You know what? Let's have a pastries.
Darcy Person, the current owner of Nielsen's, started there in 1986 as an intern.
And Darcy has kept everything traditional. They feature authentic Danish pastries, which, by the way, they have more than just a Danish.
You're gonna see something that you've never seen before, the potato.
It looks like an uncooked potato.
Looks like a dirty, dusty potato, and it tastes like heaven.
To make it, Darcy starts by piping out the pâte à choux.
Pâte à choux is a simple paste, and it's the basis for all cream puffs and eclairs.
When the pastry puffs are baked, she cuts them open, and she pipes that creamy custard inside.
She cuts the marzipan with a bicycle cutter so she gets these perfect rectangles. And she then gets the stuffed puff, turns it upside down, and sticks it onto the marzipan so it kind of like glues onto there, flips it back up, and then that marzipan is just gonna kind of drip onto it.
Then she dunks the entire thing into a bowl of Dutch cocoa powder.
When you bite into it, you get that marzipan flavor, which is like that almond flavor. You get the crunchiness of the puff. You get that delicious light custard, and you get all of those combinations and textures together, and it's good.
I mean, this was the most decadent cream puff ever.
They have these beautiful traditional pretzel-shaped cakes called kringles.
I love a kringle. I knew what the kringle was. I loved it. It's delicious. It's a big pastry stuffed with almond filling, custard, and raisins.
So she starts with this beautiful Danish dough, to which she adds a large slab of butter, and then she starts folding it in on itself to laminate the dough.
The dough is going to be rolled, stretched, and folded until she gets a beautiful slab of layers, which is exactly what you want for this pastry.
It goes into the sheeter and is rolled out into this impossibly thin, incredibly long length of dough. It's like the most regal dough presentation I've ever seen.
2 halves lengthwise. Next comes the mazarine, the almond filling.
She follows that up with custard and a sprinkling of raisins, and then she starts pinching up this long tube of filled dough.
She weaves them into this pretzel kringle shape.
She sprinkles on the sliced almonds and sugar.
It's very easy to see why the Danes love these pastries. You have this really flaky pastry, but you also have the chewy, soaked raisins, and then you have the cream. So you have kind of a lot of familiar, really homey flavors, but in a lot of different textures.
The kringle feels like a holiday treat, but the best part is you can get it all year round.
What I love about Nielsen's is its tradition, tradition, tradition. You feel like you slipped down a wormhole through like space and time, and you're in Denmark in like 1985.
Nielsen's is special because it's an old world baking style that's been brought over, but it's also a tradition that's been continued. It just feels authentic.
Oh, let me, okay, I'm like, what do you want me to do? All right.
Blah. These are my notes, you guys. It's illegible, and there's not much of them.
Potatoes make me emotional.